Okay, guys, so I have reworked the assignment, and I think you're going to like what I did. I took off the last 5 that you have to do for the final. So I now have the final matrix done, and I'm going to share my screen so I can show you what I've got here. Okay, here is this one. I'm gonna pull this over here. Okay, so here is the midterm assignment. This is the one that's going to be due. That's coming up. So I went in and I kind of made it prettier. You'll have the case series, cross-sectional study, case control study, cohort, and the random control trial that's due. And these are the columns that will be due, and I'm going to, or that are supposed to be on your matrix. I'm going to show you those in just a minute. And these last 2 here would be 16 and 17. And your rubric is here. So this tells you exactly what you need to do on the rubric. So you need to read through those so you know what to expect. Okay, I'm not going to read them for you. I think you can probably read through there. All right, I'm going to show you what I did on the final one. Okay, so you see here, it stops at quasi-experimental. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so there's only 11 due now. And this is all the same as what was on the midterm. Okay, so I'm going to move that out of the way. Lower that. Okay, so what I'm about to do is I am going to go through the article that we did today, and I am going to enter it into the matrix. So I think you can see, hopefully you're seeing my screen. And you see here where I've got the matrix set up, and I even put the numbers up at the top to match the numbers that are on the assignment. Okay. So we have study type, the author, the year of publication, and then these next 3 here, I have under the title, there's the title at the top, and it's the title of the research article, the name of the journal, and the volume page numbers all go for the title. 5 is the research question, 6 is the study aims, 7 is the hypothesis, and that is for quantitative only. Okay. Then the next 3 are your methodology. And under methodology, you have your sampling, where you have your how they take their samples, or participants, population, where are they getting them from, how are they chosen, what is the target population, what is the source population, and what is the sample population. And if you need to look those back up for the titles or for the definitions of that, please do. Okay, and then the next is the sample size. What did the sample size end up being? What did it say what the sample size needed to be in order for it to be clinically significant? And did they meet that? Did the study have that in there? Then the next is did they have a control or no control? And again, that's for quantitative only. Okay, number 9 is your data collection and assessment tools. So for data collection, who is testing? Who's doing the testing, and how are they testing? What are they doing? Is it the are the researchers taking all the data? Do they have helpers doing it? Or how is it being collected? And then what assessment tools are they using? Are those assessment tools valid and reliable? Have they been tested? Then number 10 is your data analysis. What statistics did they use? And on this, you don't have to be specific about the statistics. Just, was it descriptive statistics? Were they comparing different things to each other? Just try to understand the statistics as much as you can and just describe it. What were they doing with the data? Who did it? Who was actually manipulating the data? If it was a qualitative study, did they have 3 people reviewing the data? Did you see any bias in there? Was there any chance of bias? That's what you want to be looking for. Okay. Then what was the results of the data analysis? And again, from today, that's where they're it's more of the specific each specific test that they did, and not the synthesis of all of them. So each individual test. And then the outcomes would be the synthesis of all the tests. What did the results tell you? Okay. And then 13 is your limitations. Did the authors give you limitations? Did they mention the limitations? And again, this could be, you could find these limitations written throughout the article or the study. A lot of times they will talk about that at the end. Sometimes they may mention it in the results and data analysis section itself. Sometimes they may not. So, and if they don't, then you're going to list it later. Okay. And then what were their recommendations? What did the authors recommend, or the researchers recommend? Researchers okay. So what did the researchers recommend? Not what you want. All right. What did the researchers say was needed for the future? And that you may have to read between the lines on that. They may not come right out and say it, but like we did in class today, it'll have some hint as to what's needed in the future. Okay. Then in your own words, what does this mean for OT? So if you are looking at the article and you're reading it and you see what the outcomes said and what the results said, what does that mean about for OT? Is that something that OT is can benefit from? Does it mean that shows, yes, hey, this is something that we as OTs can do? Does it help define our profession, or does it not help us at all? And that column there is going to be used next semester for your projects, and it will be the implication for your research study. So you'll be going, okay, I will use this in my research for certain purposes, and you'll put the purposes in there. And then number 17 is, how would you use this information in practice? Was this a quality study? And explain your reasoning. So this is where you would put any limitations that you personally saw. What's missing from the study? What did you find not there, or what was there that shouldn't have been there? That type of thing. So that's what you're going to look for that column. Okay. And so someone asked, do we do a appraisal on every article that we do? Yes, you do. Because every time you're reading it, you're going to be appraising that article. You have to know if what you're reading is a quality article, if you're going to be using the information. So you need to know what you're looking for, and it gets better, it gets faster. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to pull that article over here, and we're going to go through it, together, and do this, sorry, and we're going to do this, the appraisal. But I tell you what, I think I'm going to stop real quick. I'm going to stop sharing, And I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop the recording, and I'm going to come back to the article in a little bit because I've got my family calling me, and I will get this out to you ASAP.